So we're on the way back from the prom. So I got a business call, I'm an advertiser. So I got a landlord coming. They got a 3-bedroom property in one of my key areas, southwest London. So I had to take the call because advertising, as soon as the lead comes in, within 5 minutes you gotta contact them, or the chances of you closing them goes down by 80%. So I missed the photos with my sister. Well, we took enough photos, so hopefully it'll be good. So I'm about to add this view into the calendar. We're gonna go see it tomorrow. So I was speaking with Kirsten. She was a little apprehensive. I had a going well, but I think it's because when I was speaking, I had to. Are you taking photos? Broke the rapport a little bit. But I'm quite confident on this. If we go to that viewing tomorrow, bring some resources. I'm gonna send her the clips of when I was on the news. I love sending that clip to people, not because there's anything valuable that I was saying, but it really looks good when you show people you're on the news, especially when you go twice. If it's a once, it can be a fluke, but they invited me twice, so it must be something I'm doing alright. So that's what we're gonna do. But I'm reminiscing, man. I had 2 proms. One was when I was in secondary school, and then one in college, and that's been 8 years and about 2018, 6 years respectively. It's been a long time, man. The thing is, the only person I can make this kind of valuable to is maybe a young person, maybe like my sister's age. Because when you're young, when you're those ages, you don't realize how life changes so quickly. People that we used to see and speak to every single day, you don't see them as much. The people I speak to the most frequently that I went to school with in college, but I only speak to them every couple of weeks. The life changes quite rapidly. Everybody starts to focus on their own things. When you kind of get to around my age as well, I just turned 25. People start getting married, people start having kids. Life changes so quickly. The only advice I could give to myself and people around the age is just to focus on one thing, man. Take one thing and focus. If I could go back in time, I would have just focused a lot more on everything I'm doing now with the property. I would have just deep dived into it. Alhamdulillah, I can't complain for where we are now. But, focus is powerful. And years go by quickly. 6 years, 8 years, and everything I kind of know now. When I was around 16, 18, I knew about property. I was just kind of half-hearted. Don't be half-hearted. If I could speak to my sister or anyone around her age, I'd just be like, look, think long term. And that's what I'm trying to do now, because there's a phenomenon. In fact, I'd say I'm experiencing it right now. When I was around 16, 18, even 21, I had all these visions of what I wanted to achieve, all the things I wanted to do, even with property. Like now, last 2 weeks, I took on 2 properties for management. We've got a few more in the pipeline. And technically, by all my standards of success, I've achieved it. My income goals, what I thought was a lot of money, I've done it. But the thing is, when you're like young and you think, what is success to me now? There's a delay in the achievement of it. So let me break that down. If I'm 25 now and I start to think, what do I want to achieve? If it's a noteworthy goal or something that's literally worthwhile achieving, before I achieve it and I actually get to that position, it's going to take a while. It might take 2 years, it might take 3 years. Now the thing is, it might take 5. Once I get to the point when I actually achieve it, it manifests by the grace of God. I'm not 25 anymore, I'm 30. So you have to take that into mind with your goals. The goals I had when I was 18, 21, I've smashed it, I've done it. But I'm not 18 to 21 anymore, I'm 25. So now I need to be like, okay, look at the playing field, look at where I am now. Where do I want to be when I'm 30? And start working on those goals now, and they're going to be a bit scary, they're going to be a bit bigger. but it works more effectively that way. Instead of thinking, what do I want right now, and work towards it. Because things don't happen instantaneously. They take time. It takes time to learn things. Even advertising. First started advertising, spending money to get deals. 2-3 years ago, I spent more than I spent on my university degree on advertising. But it's only now that I say I really understand what I'm doing. I understand as soon as a lead comes in, I gotta call them straight away. I gotta get on the phone, I gotta set appointments straight away. Speed. It's only after losing deal after deal, opportunity after opportunity, where you learn. Everything there's a learning curve. So right now, the things I want to focus on is development, land, all of these kind of things, because being 25, it's this kind of serious age, man. The kind of age you start thinking, okay, I want to start setting up a family. It's a start age. You start thinking, okay, I want to take on more responsibility. I want to relieve the burden of those around me, and that takes capital. It takes finances. And another tangent is, as we sit here in the Rolls Royce, obviously I don't own this, not right now. It's just a daily thing, but there's so many nice things in life. But I don't think the attainment of material things is what people should focus on. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God, I've been allowed to experience social mobility. I've had nice things. Some are gifts, some are access to other people, and they're great. But the key thing shouldn't be in the attainment of the thing. It's to be the kind of person who can make these things happen. And that's another thing I change about my mindset. If I could go back in time, it's like I always tell my students, when you're trying to get deals, because at the end of the day, that's how we get paid. We get a deal, we sell it, or we take it on. But don't look to make a deal, look to build a relationship. When you build a relationship, you get deals. So change your mindset. And similarly, don't look to make money, don't look to achieve things, look to build on your character and build the skills to be the person that can make these things happen. So it's very easy to say, because I think back, I've always been money motivated, but I wasn't making money. But that's because I wanted it, but I wasn't doing what needed to be done. So you gotta think, okay, I want this. Let's call it a Rolls Royce, man. This car's probably like £250,000. Buying it cash, possible, big numbers. Big numbers. In fact, let's look at both. Let's not limit our mindsets. Let's say we wanted to buy a Rolls Royce. £250,000 on a car. Gotta think of what kind of person you are. I would say, how much would I need to have liquid? I reckon if I had like maybe 1 to 2 M liquid, and I was cash flowing 50 to 100 grand per month, I feel like I'd be comfortable to buy it. Because I'm like, yeah, within 6 months I get my money back, I'm still gonna have 7 figures. I'd do it. Now, with everything I know, let me try to paint the picture of how I can make that happen. I know right now, in property, the only way you're gonna be talking about 6-7 figure deals is gonna be land and development. So you could either do one really big deal, or you could do quite a few small deals. So for example, I was speaking with someone yesterday. They told me there's a piece of land there. It could build 24 flats. Now when they say it could, it means 5 years ago it had prior approval, so it didn't get planning permission. And without worrying you of the details, it's got potential, but the government hasn't said you can build this. Conversely, I went to a development site yesterday and I went to meet these developers, and they had a deal in the pipeline which they were looking to buy, and that is a piece of land with planning permission to go ahead to build 9 flats, and that's for £1 million. So they were willing to buy that for £1 million. Now this land that hasn't got planning permission, 24 flats potential, is going for about £500,000. So stay with me in terms of the numbers. So let's say you could get this piece of land and put planning permission on it. It might cost you 10k to pay the architect. It might cost you, let's say, 25 and 30 fees, your solicitor, your deposit. Let's say you're gonna spend 50 grand. So you need to come on, talking about making 6-7 figures, so you need some money. You're gonna put 50 grand down, buy this land, put on an option, not buy it, put on an option, and get planning permission. That might take 6 to 12 months. But let's say you do get planning permission. Let's say you get planning permission to build 20 flats, not 24. Someone was willing to pay 1 million for planning permission with 9 flats. Let's say 20 flats there, 1.8 million. So you got the option for the land for 500k. You threw 50k in it. You're about 550 in. You could sell that option for 1.8. It's called a back-to-back sale. Some people call it a sub-sale. Clean that, you just made 1.3 million. Now obviously it's easier said than done, but you do that, you got 1.3 million. You could buy your Royce Ghost. That's one option. Obviously you need to build a cash flow. Or a second option, like I met somebody the other day. I went to one of their mastermind programs. So he had a Lamborghini, an Aventador. It wasn't his first one as well, so he's doing well. So he said in order to obtain the Lamborghini, what he did is he put down 30 grand and the monthly carrying costs are 5 grand a month. Now, to some people, 5 grand a month is a lot of money, which it is. It's more than a doctor gets paid. It's a high amount of salary. But my business model, that's like 5 properties. If you get 5 properties and secure them, you could be cash flowing 5k per month. Obviously you got to get your 30k a month. So let's talk about straight what I do, rent to rent deals. You can sell a rent to rent deal to an investor for 3k. So you need to sell 10 deals and secure 5, and you need to put, let's say, about 5k in. I'm lowballing here, but I want to make it realistic. So sell 10 deals, 30k, but then sell another 10 deals to invest in your deals, 30k. So you need to sell 20 deals. If you sell 20 deals, you'd get your 30k cash, and you can invest in your 5 deals to get the cash flow, 5k per month. Put your deposit down for your Rolls or your Lamborghini, and then you got it. Now, obviously, it's very possible, loads of people who sold 20 deals are probably done more than 20 deals, but you don't take all your money and buy a car, because you still got bills to pay, you got mouths to feed, you got further investments to make. But theoretically, those are the things that, on cash, on paper, all the things I've said, people have done them before, very realistic, very possible. Now, I would say, obviously the first one I've done, I've sold 20 deals and I've acquired about 5. Obviously I'm not going to spend all of my money on one car, or all of my profit on one car, but it's possible. But, for example, the first option we were talking about, those are my goals right now. That is what I want to be. I want to be the kind of person who can do a 6-figure, maybe even 7-figure deal, because I can find land, which I've been able to prove as well. So, maybe we're on the cusp of greatness right now. I've been able to advertise, find land deals. People have contacted me and said, I've got 4 acres in Plymouth. Someone said, I've got office buildings in Plymouth. I've got something in Birmingham. But I didn't know what to do with it before. But recently I met someone, an architect, a planning person. He said, if you send me anything, I can let you know if it's got plan on it. Alright, that adds another step to what I want to do. So if I can find land and I can get someone to interpret, oh, you can build this, you can build this. Next is just to go through the application. So I'm very curious about this. Then it would just be about investing the cash. When we're talking about 20, 50k dead for 6 to 12 months, it's a long time. You could use your own capital, or you could raise capital. Then you raise capital, you give them a profit share of the deal. Obviously, try to avoid rate of interest or anything with anything like that. And then if it comes through, all you would need to do is you could literally take it to the open market, or just having a network of people who literally buy an option to develop it. But yeah, I feel like I've got all of these things, to be honest. I've got the ability to advertise to find deals. I've now got people who can interpret for me. Literally, that's what we're gonna work on this year, man. So try to turn these words into realities. But at the same time, stick to what's working. Like I said, it takes a while to kind of master things. So when I was in uni, when I was around 18, 19, I remember all I wanted was just one service department. These times I was running around with Mumsy. We would manage all of these, but I was just a runner. I just wanted my own 1-bedroom Canary Wharf apartment. But now I got it. Alhamdulillah. I had 2. I even gave one back because it wasn't as great as I thought in my mind, but I've got that one now. Then I wanted a few more. I wanted 4. I wanted to put a sign outside the property. I did it. But you know, you gotta take the time, because I was speaking to my mum today. I was like, Mum, I don't feel like I'm making as much money as I want to. I don't feel like I'm doing it. I said, be grateful, man. We're in a cost of living crisis. Things are high. Times are difficult, but things are still coming in. So being ambitious, being the kind of person who want to make things happen, you gotta have one foot grounded in gratitude for everything that you've been blessed with, because it's all by the grace of God. And then also be hungry, because these things like finding land, planning permission, developers, it's all new to me. The only reason I'm in this or doing this, like rental property, I gotta give thanks to my mum, because she was in that industry, exposed me to it. Then I kind of put my twist on it. When it comes to development, this is absolutely new. So it's like I'm immersing myself, I'm immersing my time, my money, myself, to kind of master a very quote-unquote difficult industry, because I wanted to. The only reason I literally stumbled across it is because I feel like I've got the skill set, but I'm not making the big cash right now. How do I take the skill set and level it up? So it's just about doing a bit bigger deals, more complex deals. But you know, with bigger deals comes more risks, more complexity. But bit by bit, we're adding the puzzle piece. Spend a lot of money on education, courses, events, mentors, insight days, over 1 year, 2 years, just picking up a piece of the puzzle, bit by bit, meeting new people, adding to my network, investing to get deals. Next week, I'm going to go on another course on land sourcing, reaching out to people who are doing it. And then, yeah, bit by bit, man, we just add to our repertoire. So, like I said, if we want this Rolls Royce, we want it to become our daily reality, then you got to be the kind of person who can make those deals happen. 1 thing is understanding it. 2 is having the network. 3 is actually executing on it. So those are my plans. That's what I want to work on. And yeah, if I could just give the advice back to somebody, it's like, yeah, think of the life you want to live and work backwards. I think Tony Robbins says it in his book, Money. And I've been working on it ever since, which is why I've got this income goal I want to reach. Sit down, meditate on the biggest life you want to live. Imagine everything. The dream car, what is it? What does the lease cost? What does the purchase cost? The dream house. Are you going to buy it? Are you going to rent it so you can move about freely if you want to at the drop of a hat? How much you spend on food? Like just yesterday, well today was actually, I was able to do one of those order of all those ready home meals. I get steaks coming in. I don't like washing clothes, so I have a dry cleaner. Like train, get a massage face. Literally think of everything that would make your dream life. Tally up what is the monthly cost, or what is the net sum of a nest egg that if you're gonna put it on a low risk investment like bonds, obviously avoid interest, but let's say you're gonna put a nest egg in bonds so you can live off the returns, how much would it be? And then calculate that. For me, my figure is, I want to share my figure. One of my figures, I'll share one of my figures, 100k per month. It's profit, and it's very possible in the vehicle I'm in, no pun intended. I know people who live, literally, I know them personally, and I know where they live, and they're doing millions per week in this business model. So it's very possible, it's just going to take time. That business has been established before I was born. So that's what I mean, talk about thinking on the long-term time horizon. But then yeah, work backwards. If I want 100k per month, how many properties do I need in the current vehicle that I'm doing? That's literally, yeah, like 100 properties, maybe even 150 because of just the operational costs and stuff. We're about 100 away from that, but it could be done in 3 years. It could be done sooner. I was negotiating a block that was 100 units earlier this year, so literally, you never know how it can happen. But yeah, man, that's what I'd leave people with. Think of what you want. Think on the person you need to become to be that, then bridge the gap. I've done that, and then I'm continuing to do that. With this land stuff literally new to me. Like, the day, I don't like to say if, I like to say when. The day I pull off a deal where I broke land, where I put an option, I sell an option, where I get planning gain, it will be a magical day. Because I'll know one day, I just sat down and thought, I want to do something I've never done before. And then through constant failure, constant learning and success, made it happen. So yeah, I think that's what life's all about, man. Setting goals, becoming that person, and especially spiritually as well. Like, even saying you want to be a person that prays more, fasts more, you know, being able to do pilgrimages, having a stronger faith, and then doing the things that you need to do that, man. Like relocating. That's one of the reasons I want to relocate. I want to move out of this country. I just want to be closer to the deen. But yeah, I think that's the plans in life. Think of what you want, the life you want to live, work backwards. Who's the kind of person, because somebody lives the life you want to live already. So, like, I'm living the 16-year-old version of me, dream life. All praise be to God. But now 25-year-old me wants something different. But then yeah, set that goal, figure out who you need to become, and take steps to build that. That's what I would say, man. That would be my only advice to the past version of me. And yeah, man, we'll call it at that. Hopefully, I can turn these words into something valuable one day, and I can look back and be like, wow. But until then, still working. I set this appointment with Kirsten. I'm gonna go send her the WhatsApp message of me on the news. Bring my piece of paper, my best suit tomorrow, and hopefully that turns into a deal, because you know we still need one deal. That's one deal out of 100 more to go. So that's what we're working on. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, my driver. Thank you so much for coming through, man. You've been a star. Appreciate Kevin behind the camera. Shout out to Zara. She's a bit upset because I had a little emotional speech and she got a bit upset. But you know, I'm gonna have a great day. Thanks for everybody for coming out. So much work has been into it. She's so lucky. She's so lucky she gets all this stuff, man. But praise be to God, man. That's what we're trying to do, is make it better for the next generations. Call it like that, man.